is the Next Level Loan Officers podcast. To learn more about Next Level Loan Officers, go to becomennl.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Next Level Loan Officers podcast, the number one podcast for loan officers by loan officers in these great United States, probably the entire universe. But, we need to find life out there to prove that undeniably first. I'm joined by co-host today, partner, CEO of Next Level Loan Officers, Kellen,
Keep going.
Vaughn, who he just turned 50 last week, and man, he looks. I'm sorry, 40.
You're off by about 10 years there, Sean.
40. You look good for 50, though.
Well, I hope so.
You look great for 50, man.
I would hope so. Well, thank you, Sean, here and back in the podcast studios. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited about today's show. This is going to be a good one.
So we're joined by Demar Chapman, who's actually in the United States right now. He is our most loyal expatriate member of the top producer huddle and Next Level Loan Officers that we have. Man, Demar, I'm excited for you to share your story about your travels and working from Brazil and how you've actually turned that into even more business for yourself. And you're off to some other amazing spot in South America pretty soon. So, hey, man, thank you for joining us.
Thank y'all for the invite.
So you also have an incredibly awesome business model. You carved out a niche for yourself quite a few years ago, and you've been expanding that niche by a crap ton over the last year, and really it's allowed you this freedom, and you're growing your business even more with it, man. So Demar, tell us a little about yourself. Tell everybody about yourself.
Well, my name is Demar Chapman. I operate under two companies, Blue Line Capital Funding and I3 Lending. I am a traditional lender, and I do also commercial lending for real estate investors.
Real estate investors. Interesting. So give us we always ask for the kind of the back of the baseball card stats. How long have you been in the business? Give us some of those details. How much business did you do last year? Just kind of give the audience a good sense of who you are and what your production looks like.
Well, last year I did pretty well. Actually, I did better than I thought I did, because when I was meeting with a coach, I looked at my numbers and I thought they were very low. But then whenever I looked at what I did, I realized I actually done pretty well. I've been in the business since late 2015, early 2016.
Awesome. And as Sean kind of alluded to in the beginning, man, you've got a unique business model. As we were kind of talking right before we went on the air, you're doing a lot of traveling and kind of really all over the world. So, I think a lot of loan officers who listen to this podcast, and Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they probably have, these dreams and ideas of being able to take their business on the road, right? To sit in Hawaii for a month and close loans, to travel the world and do what they do. And yet very few of them actually execute that and execute it well. We know several people that have tried to do that and not done that great.
And lost their entire business while they were gone. Yes.
Exactly right. So I'm really interested, Demar, for you to kind of just, shed a little light on what you're doing on a daily basis, kind of, or how you do it and how you travel and do these things and maintain your business. Give us a little insight.
Demar, how many months in a row were you in Brazil for earlier this year?
I maxed out 91. It was cutting it close before I was in Brazil illegally.
Oh, wow. So what, you can only stay 90 days? Is that the deal?
90 days at a time, unless you get an extension, and you can get an extension for up to 6 months.
And so when you were in Brazil, where's your home base in the U.S.?
Now it's Texas.
Now it's Texas. Where were you from before?
North Carolina.
I was going to say I get that North Carolina twang in there. I love it. All right, so you're in Texas now. So when you go to Brazil and you're there for 90 days, I mean, it's business as usual for you, right? I mean, are you kind of sticking to, normal kind of central time hours and doing your stuff? Just like I would love to know how that operates.
So my team operates off of Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Even though I'm in Central, we operate off Eastern Standard Time because that's where most of my clientele is at. When I was down in Brazil, I operated as if I was sitting in an office, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I would usually work later, which in Brazil at that time, I was down there and it's an hour ahead. So I would have an hour to myself in the morning where I had an extra hour to myself in the morning. I'd get stuff started and knocked out and just enjoy it. And get to have an amazing lunch instead of actually having one of those regular lunches in the US. You get to walk right down the road and get some great seafood right off the beach.
So Demar, you glossed over this. You said, I do regular old loans and I work with real estate investors. Man, you don't just work with real estate investors. Like you've got several groups of real estate investors who, I mean, you're basically their ride or die. Like they are not doing deals if it's not because of you, with the bank statement products you offer, with the construction loans you put in place, with showing somebody who has, we were talking about it a few weeks ago, showed $40,000 in net income on their taxes and bought a couple $1 million house because of what you were able to generate and show through cash flow on their bank statements. And, it's funny because a couple years ago, somebody would have said, man, Demar, why aren't you just doing all these easy, conventional refis, man? They're all right in front of your face. And now all of a sudden your business hasn't changed. It's only going up. And everybody else is like, hey, man, how do I do those loans and get in those investment groups that you're in?
Well, I'm in several different investor groups. As a matter of fact, I wind up in Texas for working with some real estate investors. But my business model is I work with DSCR, which now it's debt service coverage ratio loans. Most people are now coming out with it and starting to see what they're all about, and also bank statement programs. And the one that you're talking about was, we got a borrower. He did a $1.9 million purchase on a house, and if we had not used bank statements for him to qualify, on his tax returns he was only showing $75,000 average per year.
Not buying a $1.9 million house with that.
So yeah, you were not going to, on tax returns, you were never going to buy a house with $1.9 million.
Wow. Well, that'll make a client for life, for sure. So I want to kind of circle back real quick to this lifestyle, right? This travel lifestyle, because I think I'm intrigued, and so I imagine there's a lot of other loan officers that are as well. So you mentioned kind of you work these hours. Well, what are the downsides? Give me the challenges of working, internationally like that and kind of traveling a lot, because I mean, you're on the road. Like, maybe before you answer that question, let's give the listeners just an idea. I mean, you were in Brazil for 90 days, and then, and where's the next adventure? I mean, how often are you out of the country?
Well, based on with me being able to get into this group, I basically said, you know what, with COVID going on, let's try something new. So I just decided to just go to Brazil. Went to Brazil, was down there for 10 or 12 days the first time. Came back, went to one of the masterminds. Went to one of the next level masterminds. Then I left again, and I was gone for a month. Then I got back a month later. I was like, you know what? I love Brazil so much. I'm gone. So I went for 90 days that time. But my next adventure is going to be Colombia. I'm going to go to Colombia and see what it's all about. And the downfall to it is that I don't get to do the meets like I used to do with my clients. I don't get to meet them in person a lot. But whenever I do go, my home base is out in North Carolina. When I get to North Carolina, I have lunches and dinners set up all week long with my loyal clients. And what I consider a loyal client is usually they close at least 5 loans a year with me or more.
Wow.
This is a client closing 5 loans a year, ladies and gentlemen, not a realtor who's sending him 5 deals a year. Demar rolls in off his private jet with his chauffeur like a rock star, having this happen. But hey, dude, you did something awesome. That you told me about. We didn't tell you to do it. You thought of it all on your own, and it was great. I know I did tell you to do more of it. You let everybody know, you let all your clients know that you were in Brazil. And what you sent them a wooden boat, was it? What was it that you sent them?
Oh yeah. So I was at the mastermind and I was listening to y'all talk about, be nice and be generous and, do little small things of tokens of appreciation to your clients. Well, while I was down in Brazil, I said, you know what? Let's see. And I went to the shop, I looked around and they had little small hand boats, little small ones. And I basically just said, you know what? Let me buy a lot of them. So all my clients that I had closed loans with, I at least closed 2 loans with, I basically bought them a boat and had it personalized. I had Fortaleza put on it because that's what city I was in Brazil, and had their name put on the other side of it, and with the month and the year. And whenever I did that, whenever I got back to the U.S., I flew into Charlotte, had dinner and lunch with most of them, and whichever ones I didn't get to have, I just shipped them to them. And out of that business right there, I rekindled multiple relationships with a lot of clients that I had not talked to or lost touch with. I told them, hey, look, I just got back from Brazil, and while I was down in Brazil, I thought about you. So
it's powerful.
One of my clients came back to me, and since he came back to me, I know that when we had our coaching call, I had only done 3 loans with him so far from a boat. With everything that was spent on that boat and shipping it, it was under $20.
You said it cost more to ship them back than it did to buy them and have them engraved, right?
Yes.
Wow.
They were all on the boats were under $5 to be done, but it was something personal, that personal touch. Because a lot of clients was like, I can't believe you did it. And matter of fact, I have some clients that are at RIA meetings and they make a joke and they say, did you get a boat from Demar? Well, no, I didn't get a boat from Demar. And it's a joke that they basically say, hey, I got a boat from Demar.
That's awesome.
And people are like, you got a boat? And then they just show a picture of it because they actually enjoy it. That was one of the most rewarding things that I had ever seen. And I did not know that little small token of appreciation of giving that to them would help me close. Matter of fact, I think I'm probably just that one client alone, it was 3, and we just closed 2 more with him. One yesterday and one last Friday.
Wow.
So
there's a great lesson in that, Demar, and kudos to you for, taking the effort and taking what you picked up in the mastermind and putting it into action. That we love to see that. But, I think for anybody listening to this call, if you're a loan officer, so oftentimes, Sean, you can back me up on this. We love to overthink things, and we love to say, well, it's just a $5 boat. They're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to like it. They're going to know I was out of the country, this and that, and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is that people just want to know you care. And even if it's a $5 boat, you're messaging Demar, which was, hey, I was out of the country, but I thought about you. I saw this boat and I thought about you and I thought about your purchase. And it meant something to me, and I hope this means something to you, right? It's all about the way you make people feel, not about what you give them or what the gift actually is. So there's a lesson in that, I think, for all of us, right? As we think about how do we show appreciation to those who support us.
It's huge, Kellen. The lesson's huge. I mean, for the people that something that I've dreamed of. That I got this when I was in Brazil and thinking about you. I mean, I've even I take that a step further and on a much smaller scale. Like whenever I used for years, for well over a decade. So January 2nd of this year was my 20-year anniversary in the business. I know I look way too young, but it's true. And so man, I never had an out of office reply. And so now if I want to be off on a Friday, I have an out of office reply. Hey, I'm taking the day off to spend time with my family. I'm taking my boy to baseball camp. When we just went to spring break, it was my out of office reply. And of course it gave people to contact, but it's, hey, I'm getting some time to recharge my batteries, going with the family to spring break. You need anything, I'll respond when I get back. These people, you're in amazing hands with these people. And if you need me, they'll be able to get a hold of me. But it's just people want that. Like they want their loan officer, they want their manager, they want the people around them to have fun and have success and celebrate that. Like, I mean, some of the best things that you can do, they get that out of office reply and they're like, wow, he's a real person, man. He's going on spring break with his family. It's March. I think it's about spring break time. Like,
they think good for him,
Yes. And that's what they think when you send those boats. They're happy for you and it makes them feel good. They were a part of that success for you.
Yep. That's exactly right.
And that's the good thing about my relationship, because I don't build, and that's something that's unique about me that I found when we were in our mastermind, and everybody raised their hand on relationship with realtors. And first thing I'm thinking is where I deal with investors, and my investors actually tell their realtors, hey, this is my loan officer. And if you can't work with him, then I can probably work with another realtor, but I can't find many loan officers that have a unique touch like what he does.
Yeah. Man, what a story. Like, dude, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing this to loan officers. I know, I mean, we get a lot of guests on our podcast, and this is a really unique topic. It's a great topic because if you're a loan officer and you're listening to this could apply. I mean, obviously Demar has taken it to a whole new level, right? Of spending 90 days in Brazil and going to Colombia and living this amazing life that the mortgage industry has afforded to him. And he's doing these great gifts and all that. But maybe you're a loan officer and you're listening to this and you're thinking, I'd just like a week vacation, please. Right? I just need a 3-day weekend, right? Like I don't need 90 days in Brazil. I just need to be able to take my family on vacation and not stress out, not be worked up about it. And so, use Demar's story as an inspiration for you and as a sign to take that time to do what you want to do, to travel the way that you want to travel. And if you're in a position and you don't feel like you can do that, we'd love to help. And so that's what we do at Next Level, right? We help loan officers be able to do those kinds of things. And listen, you can join our group. It's $197 a month over at becomenl.com. And we'll help you become maybe not as worldly as Demar, because he's doing it at an extreme level. That's really cool. But we can definitely help get a little more of that balance back in your life.
Hey, Kellen, before we send him off, let me, you made me think of something because you're a genius, of course. And so I just have one tip that I want to share with everyone. So, if you're taking that 1 week vacation, record a video when you're on that vacation and that you can send out to your CRM when you get back. Put your kids with it, put your lovely significant other next to you and just be like, hey, like, sitting here on the beach, some skiing on this mountain, whatever. And I'm here because of you. And I just wanted to take a moment of gratitude and say that to you. And then take, your top 4 real estate investors, your top 6 realtors, and send them a personal video on that Wednesday, carve 15 minutes out of your vacation. Pull up your little BombBomb app or, however else you're sending your messages, and just say, hey, like, I'm here on top of this mountain. I'm here on this beautiful beach, and I'm here because of you. And I appreciate all the business. I appreciate our friendship, our partnership. And I just wanted to take a moment and express my gratitude to you and say thanks. And say again, it's 10 of them. Record 10 little individual messages, say their name in it, send it off, and you'll pay for the price of your vacation.
I was just gonna say,
probably
the vacation
3
will pay for itself.
by taking 15 minutes and send that message out.
That's right. You're 100% right, Sean. You're 100% right. Not only will it pay for itself, it'll make them feel good. It's a good use of material, and it'll force you to send those videos out. So well stated. Demar, my friend, thank you. Thank you so much for not only being a great inspiration and a great leader inside of our group, but for coming on here and hopefully inspiring other loan officers, to live this amazing life that we can. So thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. And I want to thank y'all for actually creating Next Level, because without Next Level, I would not have actually put that kind of mindset in myself to actually make myself do something like that and now experience something that I never experienced in my lifetime. So thank y'all for everything that y'all do.
No, we appreciate that. And listen, like I said, if you want to hang out with Demar at our next mastermind and ask him about his travels or learn how you can do it yourself, check us out at becomenl.com. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you on the next Level Loan Officers podcast.
Bye, y'all.
Have a great day.